I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This thing whipped around and just stared right at me. It was standing on its two hind legs and had a muscular physique. The head looked a lot like a wolf with burning yellow eyes. Welcome back, or if you're new here, welcome to Dark Secrets. Today, guys, I got an interesting story out of Michigan where a guy says a dogman broke into his tool shed. This is his story. I live in a rural area up in Butman, Michigan, and I have a dogman story I'd really like to share. If you don't cover it, I understand, since it's a fairly short story, but if you do, thank you in advance for helping me get my story out there. It was mid-March 2014 when I had the daylight scared out of me. I went out to my tool shed to grab a shovel and some potting soil. As soon as I opened the door, I noticed that many of my things were knocked over and strewn about. My first thought was a thief broke in. After cleaning up and taking a quick inventory, it seemed nothing was stolen. Somewhat confused and unsure about what happened, I decided to grab a lock and lock the shed up. I've never locked it in the past because, like I said, it was in a rural area out in the countryside. I went ahead and did my garden work and left the shovel by the door and turned in for the evening. Around midnight, I heard what sounded like my shed doors rattling, like someone was jerking on the padlocked door. I grabbed my flashlight, ready to confront my intruder. I swung the door open and shined my light in the direction of the shed. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. This thing whipped around and just stared right at me. It was standing on its two hind legs and had a muscular physique. The head looked a lot like a wolf with burning yellow eyes. If I had to guess, it was 7 feet tall. Then, in what seemed was just 2 or 3 quick movements, it was 75 yards off my property and disappeared in the trees. I was shaken terribly. I locked all the doors in my house and didn't sleep a wink all night, trying to make sense of what I saw. The next morning, I finally got the courage to go out to the shed and check it out. I think I was hoping to find tracks or some kind of evidence that I didn't see what I clearly did see. But as I approached the shed doors, reality hit hard. There were deep claw marks around where the padlock is. There is no animal out here that can do what I was looking at. Now, of course, my friends laughed it off, except one. My friend Paul listened to my story intently. And after I finished, he said, "I've had my run-in with the dogman too. It's a relief to finally find somebody that's seen him too." I asked Paul, "Can you tell me about your encounter?" "Maybe another time. What I saw looked exactly what you described, but my encounter messed me up for a long time. I've never experienced fear like that in my life, and it's hard for me to tell my story." Paul still hasn't told me about his encounter to this day, but I really believe him and that he saw it too. You can see it in his eyes and the goosebumps on his arms whenever I bring it up. If you guys enjoy how I tell cryptid encounter stories in an immersive story format, please drop a like, hit that subscribe button, and let me know down in the comments what you thought. And as always, keep an open mind, and I'll see you in the next one.